Message for today is not based on scripture, but based on some practical things that I've learned from a friend of mine who's a therapist. He was telling me that a lot of times, particularly in fight or flight reactions, the adrenaline goes off in our body and we associate that experience of blood pressure increase or adrenaline flow or something like that as related to a specific incident, right? Well, the body does that in all kinds of situations, and it doesn't always necessarily have to be directly related to a specific incident, but sometimes we go ahead and interpret it and make decisions based on that. Follow me so far? So, let me apply that to what God does to us. Now remember, we're called to give God glory in all things. No exceptions, all things, the good and the bad. Well, I'm thinking that sometimes we think things are bad that aren't bad, they're just misinterpretations of our body telling us something. An example was the other night I was home alone and feeling a little closed in or claustrophobic or whatever the situation might be, and I was interpreting that as something wrong in my existence. So I contacted my best friend and we went to an Applebee's, and when we went there we discovered that two of our favorite wait staff were not there, and we questioned it, and we came to find out that one of the people was in the hospital with a serious medical condition. Well, so what does that have to do with misinterpreting things? Well, I choose to believe after the fact that God was nudging me to say, get up, get out of here, and go where I want you to go. But I was so busy interpreting that I was claustrophobic that I didn't know that I was supposed to go learn about my friend and his fiance and do some ministerial things. So the point of all this is that everything that happens to us, every time it happens to us, we should take a moment and go to God and say, okay, is this a misinterpretation or an appropriate interpretation of what's going on, and what do you want me to do with it? Luckily, that manifests itself in a way that has had tremendous rewards for me and the person that's sick, and a lot of prayer and a lot of intercession on their part. So hopefully, when you have an experience that appears to be negative, you'll just stop, go back, go to God and say, okay, what's this all about? What are you trying to show me? Be blessed and be a blessing to others. Good night.